Hear the word of the Lord, O children of Israel. For the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. There is no faithfulness or steadfast love and no knowledge of God in the land. There is swearing, lying, murder, stealing, and committing adultery. They break all bounds, and bloodshed follows bloodshed. Therefore the land mourns, and all who dwell in it languish, and also the beasts of the field, and the birds of the heavens, and even the fish of the sea are taken away. Yet let no one contend, and let none accuse. For with you is my contention, O priest.
The number of foreign visitors to Japan climbed to another record. Government officials say almost 18 million people came to the country in the first 11 months of 2015. That figure is 4.5 million more than last year's record. Officials say the weaker yen and relaxed visa requirements for Chinese travelers are the main factors behind
After a 5-month wait, Japan's Sport Council has revealed 2 new designs for the national stadium that will host the Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The original stadium plans were scrapped on cost grounds. NHK World's Mitsuko Nishikawa has that story.
These are 2 proposals for Japan's new national
During
stadium.
all the global climate meetings in Paris and the demonstrations, the word Fukushima was never brought up. Talk about climate control, climate change. This thing is the most deadly event in human history that was man-made. They're saying, and this is from a former Japan official, he's resigned now, he can talk a little more, says it's unstoppable contamination of the Pacific Ocean. He says it's seriously menacing the U.S. West Coast. Fukushima, now undeniably a global security issue, can't be brought under control by a single state. The wave of radiation will be 10 times more than the entire world's nuclear tests combined. This is coming from some nuclear experts. It is out of control, guys. And he goes on to mention one of the things that we're talking about. He says the lack of the sense of the crisis over Fukushima is in stark contrast to the gravity of the situation. Fukushima is now undeniably a global security issue. The unstoppable contamination of the Pacific Ocean and the atmosphere with ionizing radiation from the destroyed Fukushima nuclear reactors is seriously menacing the United States. Japan should make utmost efforts to cope with the Fukushima crisis by retreating from the Tokyo Olympic Games that disseminate the false impression that Fukushima is under control. Again, not one mention of the most deadly environmental crisis ever at Paris. Talk about a world of illusion created by the governments and mass media. So Japan is laboring under consequences of the accident never before experienced by humanity, including the simultaneous destruction and meltdown of 3 commercial nuclear reactors. 4.5 years after the 311 disaster, it has been shown that a severe nuclear accident cannot be brought under control by a single state. It is questioned if Japan is in possession of the governability and the capacity needed to cope with the impending crisis. The melted cores of the reactors from units 1, 2, and 3 remain inaccessible. If the molten nuclear fuel rods are exposed through cracks to the atmosphere due to the mega earthquake or the liquidization of soils on the site, that could cause the collapse and breach of the Fukushima spent fuel pools. Japan's landmass would become uninhabitable to a large extent. The whole of Japan is threatened by the worsening situation emanating from the molten fuel rods, which continue to widely disseminate large amount of dangerous radionuclides into the sea and atmosphere. Limitless steam observed evokes the possibility of criticality at the site. The undeniable necessity for international verification of this at the site should bring about the indispensable international cooperation to cope effectively with the accident. The ongoing radioactive contamination of the sea with no prospect for a solution is dishonoring Japan, causing it to be criticized for harming the global environment. In spite of all this, attempts are shamefully being made to hide Fukushima. Now, this is coming from Mitsuhi Urata, who is the former Japanese ambassador to Switzerland. He knows what's going on. And a second report from E.L.E. News is saying that record levels of Fukushima radiation is now being detected off the west coast. Massive plumes stretch for more than 1,000 miles. Contamination is spreading off the U.S. shores. Radioactive cesium reaches 11 becquerels M3 at multiple locations. Guys, and the largest one of these waves is still 1,600 miles off the coast of San Francisco, but it's been coming in the whole time. But they're talking about a 1,000-mile plume when that massive section comes in. But they will not link that to the whale deaths, the seal deaths, every form of life there. They almost had a 0 salmon run this year. Think about that, guys. They will not link that. They will not talk about it.
The 4 team members get together once a week to check on the progress of their work.
I really enjoy our time here. Like just now, I was laughing so hard it hurt.
Scientists from the World Health Organization say the globe is facing a tidal wave of cancer.
To the spiritual condition of what is at hand. The one thing that I will point out is that Fukushima is not going away, and you're eating radioactive food. Don't take my word for it, just get it tested if you want to know. Or wait till dark and turn off the lights. Fish is a good starting place. Cesium in the fish, getting it from Fukushima acts like calcium and absorbs into your bones. Losing hair yet? This is not fear-mongering. Fukushima is a level 7 event and will kill all life in time. Nobody is saying a word about it, or doing much as it would take getting the molten core neutralized. This several-ton pile of molten radioactive core material has gone into the bedrock and has hit the water.
Alright, move on! Nothing to see here! Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Exodus 15. Then Moses and the people of Israel sang this song to the Lord, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will praise him, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
The document has just been unclassified as of 1/29/2016. You remember when Obama told the American public that they did not anticipate any radiation to reach our shores? As it appears, Hillary was telling everyone else a different story on her unsecured email server. Radiation leak from Fukushima reactor. Staff and people should be staying indoors if at all possible. This stuff travels very, very far. There's nothing, no events, no parties, no sports, movies, worth any exposure to radiation. Wear a mask, any hat if possible.